Introducing Exhibit B, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Order, order, order in the court. Welcome to the music court, where you, the audience, are the standing judge and the jury. Today we are opening a monumental case involving the most sacred catalogue in music history, the Beatles. 5 legendary albums have been brought before this court on capital charges. The rules of this trial are simple but brutal. 4 of these 5 albums must be permanently wiped from the archives. As your neutral magistrate, I am here to present the evidence and the defense for each of the albums. Listen closely to the testimonies, examine the exhibits, and prepare your final verdict. Case 1. The People versus Revolver. Revolver, released in 1966. The prosecution alleges this album is too experimental and erratic. However, the defense argues it is the exact moment popular music changed forever. Let us examine the evidence. Introducing Exhibit A, let's listen to Revolver. Now you've heard that. To eliminate Revolver is to erase the birth of modern studio production. It is the ultimate bridge between their touring years and their studio wizardry. If you throw this out, you throw out the birth of psychedelia, backward guitar solos, and loops that paved the way for modern electric and alternative rock. It gives us the haunting, classical strings of Eleanor Rigby and driving rock. Exhibit B, Eleanor Rigby. Critics widely consider this to be their absolute creative pick as a collaborative 4-headed monster. Every single track is tight, innovative, and perfectly executed. Exhibit C, Tomorrow Never Knows. Members of the jury, the evidence is clear. Losing Revolver means erasing the very blueprint of modern technology. Losing Revolver means erasing the very blueprint of modern alternative music history. Hold your judgment until the end. Case number 2. The People versus Abbey Road. Abbey Road, released in 1969. The prosecution claims this record was created by a fractured fighting band, but the defense argues it is the most flawless, sonically stunning album that they ever recorded. Let us examine the evidence. Exhibit A, Come Together.
Know you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free.
Getting rid of Abbey Road is flat out impossible. Even though it was released before Let It Be, this was the true, intentional swan song of the greatest band ever to exist. It features the legendary Side 2 medley, a seamless, symphonic suite of musical fragments that is arguably the highest achievement in pop history. Exhibit B, Something. On top of that, George Harrison delivers his absolutely crowning achievement, proving the band possessed unmatched songwriting depth even at the very end.
You stick around now, it may show. I don't know.
Exhibit C, Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright.
From the iconic bass line of Come Together to the literal final message of the end, this album represents 4 geniuses putting their differences aside to create pure perfection. One last time. You cannot vote out their grand finale. Case 3, The People vs. Sgt. Pepper. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band, released in 1967. The prosecution charges this album with being an overhyped product of its time that relies too heavily on sound effects. The defense argues it is an irreplaceable cultural monument. Let us examine the evidence. Exhibit A, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. Voting out Sgt. Pepper is like trying to remove Mona Lisa from the history of art. This isn't just an album, it turned pop music into high art. It completely rewrote the rules of the industry by inventing the very concept of a concept album. Introducing Exhibit B, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. The studio became their primary instrument, leading to the terrifying, beautiful, and world-shattering climax of tracks like A Day in the Life. Exhibit C, A Day in the Life.
Blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed.
If you drop Sgt. Pepper, you lose the definitive soundtrack of The Summer of Love and the ultimate explosion of 1960s musical ambition. It changed the music industry, album cover design, and youth culture permanently. It's simply too monumental to lose. Case number 4, The People vs. The White Album. The White Album was released in 1968. The prosecution argues this double album is messy, unorganized, bloated, and self-indulgent. The defense argues it's a masterclass in pure, unfiltered, artistic freedom. Let us examine the evidence. Exhibit A, Back in the USSR. You cannot eliminate this record. This defense submits into evidence 30 separate tracks of pure creative genius. 30 songs on one album. No other band could pull that off. You aren't just cutting an album, jury. You are throwing away a massive musical library. It jumps seamlessly from heavy metal, proto-punk, to delicate acoustic beauty. Exhibit B, While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Still my guitar gently weeps.
It shows the four Beatles operating at the absolute height of their independent songwriting powers. It is unpredictable, avant-garde, and utterly mesmerizing. Exhibit C, Blackbird.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life.
To vote this out is to lose 30 tracks of history. It is the ultimate treasure to love for any true music fan, and losing it leaves a massive void. Our last case is case number 5, The People vs. Rubber Soul. Rubber Soul was released in 1965. The prosecution claims this album belongs to their simpler, early pop era and doesn't match the grand scale of the others. The defense argues it is the viral foundation of the band's legendary golden era. Let us examine the evidence. Exhibit A, Drive My Car.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Maybe you can drive my car, and maybe I love you.
If you vote out Rubber Soul, you are voting out the spark that started the revolution. This is the pivotal turning point where they grew from a matching suit boy band, writing catchy love songs, into serious, introspective lyricists and studio artists. It introduced the sitar to Western pop. Introducing Exhibit B, Norwegian Wood.
So I lit the fire, isn't it good? Norwegian wood.
It delivered the heartbreakingly mature nostalgia of In My Life, a track frequently voted one of the greatest songs ever written. Exhibit C, In My Life.
Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all.
This warm acoustic folk rock masterpiece directly inspired the Beach Boys to write Pet Sounds, which in turn inspired Sgt. Pepper. Without the DNA of Rubber Soul, the rest of the Beatles' legendary catalogue literally could not exist. Now, members of the jury, the court has officially presented all the evidence. You have heard the defenses, and you have listened to the exhibits. The fate of this 5 legendary album now rests entirely in your hands. Step into the comment section, deliberate with your fellow jurors, and deliver your official sentence. Which 4 Beatles album is officially dismissed from musical history? 4 has to go, and only 1 survives. The court is officially adjourned, and I look forward to the comment section.
Let's react.